sometimes it's a simple choice. To move house, to stay put. To marry for love or for money. Other times, to be a bit more dramatic. A loss of job, break up in relationship, and worse, a loss of an iPhone 5. Whatever it is, there'll be a moment in your life when you look back and say, nothing will remotely be the same. I did nothing for X or for Y. This morning I'd like to share with you a personal story of something that happened many years ago that led to a decision that changed the course of my life. It was a morning after my graduation day at the University of the Philippines in Manila. I was still asleep at my dormitory when I heard a knock at my door. When I opened it, I was surprised to see it was my younger brother, Manuel. He was in tears and was hysterical. So I asked, what's wrong, Manuel? He looked at me and said, Father is bankrupt and we're going to lose everything. What he said struck me like a punch in my stomach. I was shocked. See, my father was a prominent businessman in our hometown in southern Philippines. Over the course of 20 years, he successfully built up a business with limited capital from scratch. According to my brother, my father trusted a few of his employees who were relatives. He thought being relatives, they were dependable and would not betray him. But sadly, they did. And they robbed him blind. He faced the wrath of his creditors, whom he could not repay, who, when times were good, were his best friends and biggest supporters. But now he's down on the lowest spoke of the fortune's wheel. He had no more friends. The most cruel thing is that they even threatened to send him to jail. As my brother was telling this story, I was also in tears. Just imagine that I was 21 years old, a new graduate with no job and no work experience. What could I do? What will happen to my family, to my brothers and sisters who are still young, who could not look after themselves? Who will look after them? My family faced a big future, and I was terrified. The shock of my father's business failure carved an indelible mark in my mind and changed my life forever. That day I made a promise to myself. I will never allow myself to be placed in the same position as my father. I will never be poor, I promise. So from the time I started working, at the age of 21, I worked so hard, sometimes working Saturdays and Sundays without pay, just to impress my employer with my performance. And by the time I was 26 years old, I was appointed the recruitment and employment manager of San Miguel Corporation, the largest company in the Philippines. 2 years later, I was headhunted by a multinational and offered the role of human resources manager based in Hong Kong. With my high salary, I was able to send money home to support my family and financial education of some of my brothers and sisters. My obsession with success, which is largely fueled by my fear of being poor, took my career to great heights. But it also had some negative consequences. It led me to become restless, insecure, and paranoid. I was never happy with my achievement. I thought they were not good enough, and I was miserable. a much happier and relaxed person. Why? Because I don't carry that big sack of money in my back anymore. Sometimes an unfortunate incident caused a bad turn in one's life. But in my case, it was a terrible incident that caused a good turn in my life. We all face adversity in life, but I have also realized, despite all the trials and tribulations my family went through, that terrible incident opened up a whole new world for myself and my siblings. And without it, I would not be the person that I am today.